What is going on, guys? A little bit of a different video. I've been making wrestling videos a lot more than any other videos. Even the ones that I deleted, so what I did was I deleted pretty much every single video that I had made outside of one, which was that John Cena short when he won at WrestleMania. Every other video I had uploaded, I deleted. Reason for that was because I kind of wanted to start fresh with this channel, and I didn't really want to go all in on wrestling. The only reason I have is because it is WrestleMania season. But anyways, this is not about that. This is about the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, being a Knicks fan, okay, I have trouble trusting this team. And one of the main reasons why I have trouble trusting this team is because they haven't proven that they can win at all. The closest that they got was last year, and Hallie shoots a lucky freaking three, and then he does the choke gesture, which is kind of ironic because the Pacers are just right back at the bottom. They're just at the in the garbage like they belong, or where they belong. So it doesn't matter to me, right? They're back, they're basically poverty. They're right where they belong. They suck, and they'll never win a title. But the Knicks, we got to worry about winning a title. I feel like this series is going to be closer than people expect. I do expect the Knicks to win this series. However, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I don't even think it's going to go to 5. I think it's going to go to 6 games. I think, even though there's no Trae Young, we know that. But this Hawks team, the Knicks have proven to play down to the competition sometimes. There's been a couple occasions, where we could barely beat an injured Pacers team. We just didn't even try. And it's like, we got to be able to try to win these games. And there's times where we don't look good. And Mike Brown's got to get this team really up and going. He's got to get this team up and going, and he has to coach them well in this playoff run, if you will. But I think I'm being dead ass when I say this. I do think that we can make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if we'll be able to go to the finals again. I don't know if we'll be able to go to the finals. It's the Knicks, dude. I've seen this team suck. I've seen this team with Tim Hardaway and Dante DiVincenzo. I've seen this team with Julius Randle. I've seen this team with Cam Payne. I've seen people like Kristaps Porzingis, who eventually left the team as well. So I'm definitely got my fair, and of course, obviously, the infamous Melo Anthony, who never won a ring, sadly, at least with the Knicks. I don't know if he won somewhere else, but whatever. He didn't win with the Knicks. And I feel like this is the year where if we don't win, I feel like this is the year we got to. And maybe we do have another year. Maybe we have, a couple year, maybe we have like a 2-year window. But after that, our window's gone. The Hornets are getting better. The Magic are getting a little better. So the Raptors are getting better. So like I said, there's little room for error. And I feel like honestly, the city of New York has, at least 7 teams. If you want to count the New York Liberty, who were the team to win it all the most recently out of the city. But honestly, if you ask any New Yorker what team is important to them right now the most, they will say the Knicks. Because mainly the Yankees suck, the Mets suck, the Giants suck, the Jets suck, the Nets suck, Jets, Nets, and Mets. They all are just complete poverty, complete trash, and they don't know what they're doing. The Yankees are underperforming completely, and they're poorly managed, just like pretty much all these teams here. The best chance that the city has to see a title is the Knicks. So with that said, do I think we'll win this series? Of course I do. I want to believe we can. Will we? Probably, but we won't make it easy. We will not make it easy. It will be the same as like the first round against the Pistons. Detroit gave us a run for our money. I think Atlanta's going to do the same thing. I think here's a way the Knicks' path to the finals has to be. Even if we beat the Hawks, we have to go against the Celtics again. If Boston wins, whether it's Boston or Philly, that's not gonna matter. I think that's who they would play next. But if it's the Celtics, we gotta perform like we did last year. Jason Tatum's back. I don't know if Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's still there, obviously. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This year seems a little more off than last year. I mean, the team fundamentally plays better. I mean, we obviously, like, Mike Brown plays the bench. He obviously uses the bench. He plays all of the players. So that's a positive. But a negative is that sometimes we just come out there and we look sloppy. And we did with Tom Thibodeau as well. But what would a Knicks title mean to Knicks fans? It would mean everything. Obviously 53 years. I looked this up. 53 years since this team had last won a title. 53 years. And if any team can get people to care about basketball, and I'm just being honest, the Knicks are one of them. And they're like one of these franchises that, even though they're historic, they've been known to fail. And they really are a team that's just not, like, they're just not winners. But anyways, and I don't mean that because I'm just being honest, right? Obviously, I love the Knicks. I also don't, I'm real. I'm a realistic fan. And you'll see that once I do these videos more often. I don't know how often because, like I said, the Yankees suck. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk about the Yankees without ranting and rage baited or being rage baited. I can't even talk right because the Yankees make me so angry. Anyways, the Knicks haven't. And the reason why the Knicks haven't is because there's low expectations. Well, obviously now there's higher expectations, but the Knicks in general are not known to win championships. They're always known to choke. They're always known to fail. They're always known to lose. The Giants, they got a future. The Jets, no. A lot of these teams don't have a future. The Knicks kind of have they have the best chance, I would say, of winning a title. So with that said, I will probably recap the series once it's over. I don't want to really talk about every single game, maybe a couple games here and there, but I won't be able to watch a lot of them. But I will try to watch as much as I can. Anyways, I'm pretty much out, and I'll be up with WrestleMania predictions tomorrow.